Okay, picture this. You conquer the absolute summit of English football, defying literally 5,000 to 1 odds to lift the most coveted trophy out there, only to watch that entire empire crumble all the way down to the 3rd tier. I mean, it's wild, right? Welcome to the SportsX Radar YouTube channel for a brand new explainer. If you're as obsessed with the beautiful game as we are, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button right now and drop a like so we can keep bringing you these deep dive tactical and historical breakdowns. Because today, oh man, today we are unpacking what's got to be the most cinematic, dramatic tale in modern football history. It's not just a fairy tale, it's a modern sporting tragedy. How on earth did the ultimate dream turn into an absolute nightmare? What did they do right? And crucially, what went so terribly wrong? Let's get into it.
You know, as an analyst, when you see a collapse of this magnitude, you can't just chalk it up to bad luck. No way. You've got to look at the broken wage structures, the catastrophic transfer windows, and the complete, systematic dismantling of a championship-winning identity. Put yourself in the shoes of a commentator watching history unfold. 1 minute, you're witnessing the greatest miracle the sport has literally ever seen, a club completely breaking the elite monopoly and doing the impossible. The fans are riding this pure, unadulterated emotional high. And then, in what feels like a blink of an eye in football terms, that exact same club is relegated to the 3rd tier. It completely defies logic and the standard trajectory of football clubs. So, how does the structural integrity of a title-winning squad disintegrate so thoroughly?
To really understand this crazy emotional whiplash, we need to map out the club's timeline. We kick things off with Phase 1, the unexpected rise. You know, that pure momentum. That rolls seamlessly into Phase 2, Premier League champions, the absolute peak. But we all know the story doesn't end there. We then crash hard into Phase 3, a period defined purely by incredibly bad developments. We're talking systemic failures, disastrous manager sackings, and locker room chaos, which sadly drags us right down into Phase 4, relegated to the 3rd league. Imagine being a fan in that stadium, going from tears of joy lifting silverware to tears of absolute sorrow watching your beloved club slip down into the lower divisions.
So, let's start with part 1, the fairy tale, doing everything right. Because before we can dissect the tragedy, we've got to understand the perfect storm that took them to the absolute top.
So what do they actually do right to achieve the impossible? Well, winning a title against the financial heavyweights of the league requires a flawless tactical philosophy. And man, did they have one. They deployed this unbreakable defensive low block paired with lethal, lightning-fast counterattacking football. They were massively overperforming their expected goals, or XG, because every single forward was just incredibly clinical in front of the net. And let's not forget the scouting. They pulled off flawless, low-budget transfers with massive returns, bringing in these unknown guys who just instantly adapted to the brutal pace of the Premier League. Their points per game stats during this rise, absolutely staggering. The fans weren't just watching a match, they were witnessing magic. Their stadium became an absolute fortress. They achieved the impossible because their player acquisition perfectly aligned with their tactical identity on the pitch.
But yeah, the magic didn't last. Welcome to part 2, the nightmare, and the sudden, dark turn that changed the club's history forever. Here is the exact anatomy of a sporting disaster. Step 1, the magic fades. That perfect tactical synergy we just talked about, it starts to fracture. Opponents figure out the counterattack, and suddenly, the team is losing the midfield battle and seeing drastic drops in their possession stats. But look, fading magic alone doesn't drop a champion down to the 3rd league. That brings us to Step 2. Incredibly bad developments take over. Behind the scenes, we're talking catastrophic budget mismanagement. The wage bill gets severely bloated with massive new contracts, while these super expensive transfer windows yield a terrible return on investment. Compound that economic ruin with constant instability, manager sackings, shifting formations, key player injuries at the absolute worst times, and some deep locker room discord, and the foundation completely crumbles. The inevitable result? Step 3, the devastating drop to the 3rd league. The sheer contrast between these two eras is honestly jarring. It's night and day. In the title era, we saw unexpected glory, a masterclass in doing everything right. Brilliant defensive statistics, unbreakable team morale, and a roaring stadium environment where literally every match felt like a coronation. Fast forward to the 3rd league era, defined by incredibly bad developments and a devastating fall. That solid defense, completely replaced by a backline leaking expected goals week in and week out. The flawless recruitment is completely overshadowed by severe economic struggles and financial ruin. For the fans in the stands, going from the roaring, celebratory crowds of the championship days to the stunned, silent disbelief of lower league football, it must feel like a completely different lifetime. It's a harsh, mathematical, and emotional reminder. Success is never guaranteed, and the fall from the absolute top can be steeper and way faster than anyone could ever anticipate.
So what does the future hold for Leicester City? Can a club with broken finances and a shattered squad ever rebuild that championship spirit? Or is the third tier just their new permanent reality? I really want to hear your tactical and emotional takeaways down in the comments. Will they reverse these incredibly bad developments and rise again? And hey, let me ask you this. Have you ever experienced an emotional roller coaster quite like this with your own club? Let's get a debate going down below. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sports Radar Explainer. Make sure to hit subscribe and drop a like for more deep dives into the beautiful game. Until next time, keep your passion for football alive.